All right, guys, Ask a Felon back with another rapid fire for you. Let's get into it. What's something you was embarrassed to admit after getting out? I'd have to be. I was embarrassed to admit, and it's still hard to admit that I let somebody come in my bunk and rob me, but there wasn't nothing I could do. I'm 5'8", 120 pounds. Here comes three guys inside my cell, and another three guys outside my cell. They come in and they tell me pop that box because in prison you get a little utility box to put your commissary and shit in. So but I already knew they was coming. See, when you're in prison and you bring in a lot of commissary, you make a target for yourself. You become a target right off the bat, especially in an idle dorm where nobody works, nobody has money. All they're in there doing is extorting other people. They're in there extorting the sex crime people. They're in there extorting people who's weak. And I've done been in prison for 2 years, made it 2 years with no fucking problems. And after I done file, I completed the therapeutic community program, which the judge told me I could file for a modification after I completed it. I completed it and I filed for mod. I went to court. The judge said, okay, you're just waiting on an opening and work release. So I got sent back to prison and they put me in an idle dorm to wait. Well, I'm bringing in $50 worth of commissary every 2 weeks. And I knew that something was up. I could tell, I could feel that in the air. I seen these guys all day. I fucking my bag when I brought it in, and then all day they kept going walking past my cell, looking in, walking past and looking in, trying not to make it obvious. My gut instinct told me they're gonna rob me. They're gonna come and rob me here any minute. They're gonna rob me. So what I did is I had my bunkie. I had him go trade off a bunch of shit so I can go ahead and get high a couple more times before I went home. So I traded off a bunch of it and got some smoke and smoked. And then I ended up stuffing some of the shit behind my bunk. I stuffed some cookies and crackers, soups and shit, all the expensive shit, meats and cheeses. I hid them in my pillow and, the the pillow padding of my bed and shit like that. And when they came in, there was only like maybe 12 soups in my box. They kind of looked at me like, what the fuck? You just carried in two big ass trash bags full of shit. Why is there only 12 soups left? Well, I already knew you motherfuckers was coming. Well, for one, even if I would have wanted to fight, I wouldn't have had a chance. You know what I mean? But I wasn't about to fight when I'm waiting on a bed to open from work release. That got back to the judge. He would have said, oh, yeah, you was on your way home and you went in there and started acting stupid. I know how that judge was. If you was doing good, he was going to give it to you and cut you a big break. But if you was doing bad, he was going to hit your ass with something. And I ain't gonna lie, I was scared. I mean, I'm talking these motherfuckers was 6'3", 280 pounds, all three of them that came in, and then there was a couple smaller guys about my size outside the cell. But what's a 5'8", 120-pound guy gonna do to some three guys that size? You know what I mean? They had mohawk, black dude with a mohawk, and then some big ass white dude with a mohawk. It was like, what the fuck? So I just told him, I'm like, shit, go ahead, there it is. I mean, I already had my shit hid, done blew all my money anyway, so. And I knew if I wouldn't be able to whoop them. I mean, I could stab them or something, but I ain't about to do that when I'm on my way home on a 20-year sentence and I'm 3 years in and I'm about to go home. Don't think so. Plus, I didn't want to get fucked up because I ain't never lost my teeth in a fight. I've been in a lot of fights in my life, and that's one thing I ain't never lost. Knock on wood. But yeah, that was something I'm still embarrassed to admit that I let some motherfuckers come in and take my shit. But you know what? I'm glad I did because they went and robbed another man who was twice my size and a little bit older than me. And they turned him into the Elephant Man because that man came out with both his eyes swelled shut, blood pouring down the side of it. They broke his jaw. Like they fucked that dude up because he fought for his shit. Nope. Too many of you. Too big. Too many of you. I can't do shit about it. Take my shit. There it is. Take it easy. I'm the way out. Shit. I'll be gone. I'll be going home in another week or two. Fuck it. I ain't worried about it. Take my shit. Now, if that would have been earlier in my sentence, like my first week or two in prison, I would have had to fight. I would have had to get fucked up. I mean, it was no ifs, ands, buts about it. I would have had to fight to stand my ground, or everybody would have took my shit for the whole rest of my time being there. But like I said, I already knew I was going home in another week or two. I was just waiting on a bed to open up at the work release. So I wasn't even worried about it. I'm like, fuck it, take it. I'm out of here in a week or two anyway, motherfuckers. So yeah, I'm embarrassed to admit that, but it is what it is. Like I said, I ain't gonna put no lies in here. I ain't gonna try to beef nothing up and make anything more than what it is. It's strictly the truth. Like you're getting it raw and real from me. So yeah, I'm embarrassed to admit that I let some people take my shit, but it only happened that one time out of 3 years. Did you become better at reading people? Yeah, I became a lot better at reading people because before, I don't know, I used to just see a little bit. I think I could read somebody in the first 5 or 10 minutes. Nah, the eyes will tell you a lot. I learned that you can almost look at somebody's eyes and you can just tell if they're a good-hearted person or if they're just a grimy motherfucker. I don't know. For me, the eyes tell me a lot. What's something you never miss about prison? Prison. That's one thing I'll never miss about prison. Prison, period. The sound of the doors closing, the sound of the loudmouth motherfuckers in there. Did you ever count down the days? Yep, I counted down the days, especially when I knew you can only file for a modification so many times in a year. So I had to count down the days to where I knew, okay, I can't file for a modification again until this day. And I counted down the days from when I went, like when I got my modification hearing granted. I counted down the days until I went to court for that modification. And then after I went to court and knew I was going to be put in work release, as I went back to prison, which is the time they took my shit, after I got back there, I was counting it down, and it was like a week or two. So yeah, I counted down the days. That's what kept me going in there. Like I started out counting down the days to GED. All right, I got so many more days before I get my GED. Then I can file for a modification. All right, I filed for one modification. Now I got to wait this many days before I can file for another modification. So yeah, I counted down the days a lot. As a matter of fact, I still think I have my prison jail book, my contact book. Did you ever have to swallow your pride? Yeah. The time I let them people take my shit, I had to swallow my pride 100%. I had to let them. I had to let them. It just wasn't worth it to me. I'm not about to put my 1 week away, 2 weeks away from going home on a 20-year sentence, 3 years into it. And I'm like I said, I didn't want to get fucked up. That dude, they fucked that man up, and that man was twice my size. I'm talking, they fucked him up, broke his jaw, swelled his eyes shut. So yeah, I had to swallow my prison, or had to swallow my pride. Did prison make you stronger or harder? It made me stronger, is what it did. It didn't make me like a badass. Harder, as in, I don't know. It don't make you no different just because you've been to prison. But it made me stronger because I know if I can make it through prison, I can make it through a lot of shit out here in the real world. If you can make it through prison, and you make it through like I did with no problems at all, except for the one time I got in a fight with my bunkie, I went to the hole. And then the time them guys took my shit. So them two problems out of a little over 3 year sentence. It makes you stronger because if you can handle all that shit and going through prison, it makes you a lot stronger because it's easier to live on the outside. It's not hard to live right on the outside. Like I said, a judge told me that before. He's like, it's not that hard to live right. I kind of thought, and I'm like, damn, he's right. If you ain't running from the cops, it's not that hard to live right. What's harder, prison or rebuilding your life afterward? I'd say prison because you got to make it through that. But, it can be hard rebuilding your life afterwards if you ain't got the right support system set up. Like if you ain't got enough people around you that care enough to help you, it can be real hard then. I was lucky enough to have people to help me. Did you ever make a friend you never expected while in prison? Yeah. Matter of fact, in my last video, I talked about this guy who had his whole face tattooed. His whole entire face was tattooed like it looked like he had a Halloween makeup on. And he was loud and obnoxious all the time through the guards and yelling and shit. He was never my bunkie all this time he was doing this. And then I got stuck with him as a bunkie. And I was thinking, man, this dude's going to be a motherfucker to be a cellmate with. And it turned out he was cool as fuck. Me and him, I never laughed so much the whole time I was in there until I got with him. Like we would make fun of this guard that talked weird and shit. Like he was a funny motherfucker. He had me rolling, like laughing so hard I had tears coming out of my eyes. But before that, just from seeing him how he acted and shit, without knowing him or talking to him, I thought he was mean and crazy. But no, he was actually cool as fuck. Like I would hang out with that dude on the streets. He was so cool. And like I said, we had fun, dude. He had me laughing my ass off all the time. Did prison change how you handle confrontation? No, yeah, it did. It does, because now I think about, is it worth it? when I was younger, before I went to prison and shit, I used to have a chip on my shoulder, like, you much staring at me? You got a fucking problem? You know, shit like that. Now it's like I ain't worried about nothing. Unless you come up and put your hands on me or you get within arm's reach in an aggressive way, then I ain't worried about it. What's the biggest lie you told yourself? That I can control my prescriptions. That's the biggest lie I've always told myself. If you get them, you can control it. You can only take one a day, or you'll only take two a day. You know what you're supposed to. That's the biggest lie I've always told myself. I can handle the drugs. You can't. At least not me as an addict. I can't. I can't control it like that. If I got them, I'm eating them. Have you ever been genuinely afraid of another inmate? Yeah, I was genuinely afraid when they came in and took my shit. I won't lie about that. 100%. I was afraid. I mean, three big ass motherfuckers. Yeah, I was 100% afraid. But you know what? I done planned it out because I knew they was coming. So I planned it out and thought, like I said, it makes you think about your decisions. I always have a backup plan for a backup plan for the backup plan. That's just something that I've always been like. So, you know, like I said, I knew they was coming. So I went ahead and planned, got rid of my shit, hit some shit, knew I was going to let them take it when they came in. I already had my mind made up. I'm going to let them take it. I ain't going to fight. Take that shit. I'm going home in a week or two. You motherfuckers will still be in here having to rob people to get your shit. I'll be out on the streets free. So, yeah, I was genuinely afraid that time. But with that being said, guys, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe. I'm doing a giveaway once I reach 500 subscribers and once I reach 1,000 subscribers. But with that being said, till the next one, see ya.